Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I have for you a 1 versus 1 on Tali Ihantala, and I'm going to be playing with the 78th Sturm with the balanced deployment type. I'm going to be up against Allot, who is going to be playing with Verteidigungsbereich Toulon and the Maverick deployment type. It is an Axis versus Axis matchup. I apologize to those purists among you who love the Axis versus Allies. This is game 2 of 2 games in the Star Division League Season 10 Division 2. And we're going up against Allot once again. I felt okay with my division this time around. I managed to do the picks and bans and keep the 78 Sturm up and then pick it, which was great. I was first pick this time around, so I set up the picks and bans so that I could pick 78 Sturm, and it works into my favour. I felt like balance was a good deployment type to go on this map, and since he then picked Toulon Maverick, I have my game plan. I've got to hold out till phase C and hope that I can take a game and redeem myself in Division 2 of the Star Division League, which so far has been a little bit over my head because I haven't had the experience that any of these players have in 1v1. So, anyway, IAG 33 getting into position, IG 18 in position here. We've got 2 Flammenwerfer, well, the Flammenwerfer, the Sturm Pioneer. We've got 2 Flammenwerfer on the left with the Schützen and the Pack 40. IG 18 unfortunately went down here. It got shot to death by a Flak 88 from across the pond. And the MG42 going to be pinning down my Schützen on the right hand side, but light Sturm Pios into a good position. So I'm quite happy with a 12-12 early on. And I feel like I've set up okay. He's going to be bringing in off map very early on. It's going to kill off both of the Flammenwerfer that were in the town. Pioneer Führer going to have to fall back. Now, since that off map came down and I had the big lights off to the left side here, I got them into position ready and waiting to engage anything that was going to try and rush down the road. Meanwhile, I've got the big lights coming in, light Grens and an IG-33 that's going to be able to engage the MG-42 across the pond here, and also potentially the 88. Now the Panzer 39s are going to be a little bit of a problem. They actually end up pinning down my big light Pioneer before it can stop any of the Ostlegionnaire from getting close, and the Sturm Pioneers that he's brought in there. But now I've got the IG-33 in position to shoot the 88. Unfortunately, the Schützen's still being hit by the MG-42. I was really hoping that I could pin that diamond time. Also, over here, it was really unlucky. My IG had first shot onto his IG-33, but every shot afterwards was just completely whiffing. Look at these shots. Like, what is that? Like, of course it's pinned down a little bit at this point, but every shot from his one just landed on target. I was just like, come on. Like, look at the second shot from that IG as well. It goes slinging off to the left-hand side, and it's not even pinned. I didn't even know what's going on with these IGs. Anyway, hoping that I can kill the 88 early on, but not going to be able to, as that, again, goes to one side. But light Grens going to be forced off in the mid for the time being. It's not too bad because he's using Sturm Pioneers, so I'm going to be able to leverage sort of ranged engagement. My Flak 43 going to be engaging the Sturm Pioneer early on. I've also got the SDK of Z71 here that is going to be able to deal some good damage very quickly. MG42 falling back. I've just got to be careful of the Panzer 39s because they can obviously kill the IG, they can kill the AA. The AA can't really kill them quickly, so I'm going to just fall back with the IG-33, going to fall back with the Flak 43, and I'm going to bring up a Stug with another big light that can deal with this town engagement. So a little bit frustrating from the IGs because the Flak 88 ends up getting away, the IG on the left kills my IG and I don't reply, so yeah, some pretty bad engagements early on, but I brought in Nebelwerfer And this Nebelwerfer, that's going to enable me to take back this town quite handily. It would definitely pin down anything that's concentrated in this area, and then my Begleit can just run in. But the MG42 are currently doing quite a lot of damage through that minuscule line of sight to my Begleit Gren, and he's got an IG that's going to be smashing where my Begleit Pioneer is as he brings in more troops to clear that out. So the IG's managed to get away relatively unscathed. Only lost 2 health. The Flak 43's back into heavy cover, so that's good. These Panzer 39s are actually struggling to see my infantry here, and my Begleit actually manages to kill the infantry that tried to push into me. So like, some of these engagements are going pretty well now, and the Stug at close range doesn't really have to worry about the Panzer 39s as long as it doesn't get side shot. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move it over the IG-18 that was covering the right flag, or the right road, and I'm going to be moving over the IG-33 so that when these come in at close range, I can utilize heat to take out the Panzer 39s. BF-109 does come in with a bombing strike. I knew that he was probably going to be using BF-109s against me because of the way that Flix had played Toulon before. So I did have obviously some experience playing against this division because I'd already lost against it and watched the replay and checked out the deck and stuff like that. So I knew that what I would be dealing with the second time round. The IAG is loading its heat round. Big heat round as well. That Panzer 39 gonna get demolished by that heat round. 150mm of love straight through the front armor. And then the IG-18 here able to kill the other one because that heat round can one-shot them easy. My Begleit Pioneer unfortunately losing out to the Flamers in here. So that was unfortunate. These Begleit Grens going to be coming across, getting into heavy cover and going to cover the light cover because they currently got chipped by the MG42 there. My Kubel MG, I was trying to get that into light cover. Now my MG42 here going to be hitting the board Besaton. This was another weird engagement for me. Like, he has an MG42 here. My MG42 has 1 vet. But his MG42 was trading equally and actually pinning me faster than mine was pinning his. And I think what it comes down to is whoever gets like enough shots on target first, because as soon as you start to get pinned a little bit, your accuracy fails a lot. So the one that has the advantage keeps the advantage basically as the engagements continue, and I should really notice that more. Like, as soon as you're losing an engagement between 2 of the same units, you need to pull back the unit. And that's what that's the key in like these weird mirror matchups that you get in 1v1. Because I'm not this is another thing that I'm really not used to in 1v1 is mirror matches. Like, dealing with 2 units that are exactly the same engaging each other. But as I just said, I just explained it basically. If your unit starts losing, you have to fall back. You will not win if you keep fighting the same engagement. Simple as that. So IG-33 coming in to engage the 88 there. Does manage to get the shot on target this time, so that was nice. The Flak 88 almost won against an IG-33. Like, that's just ridiculous. Anyway, Flak 43 going to be engaging the off-map. The off-map's definitely dropped that somewhere. SDKZ71 was in a bad spot and didn't really shoot the entire time, so easily let that through, but we end up shooting it down afterwards, but it's already got like 2 strikes off, so that's more than enough for him. Begleit Pios are going to get bombed a little bit, but it's okay. Now artillery coming in from the Toulon. So Toulon artillery is to be expected. I did set up my deck so that I had SK-18s ready to counter battery. The other thing, of course, that I brought in was the Nebelwerfer with the Mortier. And I think this is a really nice unit to have, because it's not like necessarily a massively over-investment into artillery. It can be very useful for setting up your pushes against enemy infantry. Now, we are 14 to 10, but it's very difficult on this map for him to find a 15-9. And that's why I like playing balanced on Tali, because I think it's one of those maps that you can really control well from range and make the game go longer. So against like good players who like to use Maverick, I feel like I can stall relatively well on this map. But so far, you know, we've allowed him into the town, which is not a great place to be. and then the MG42 on the left is trying to cover this off, but I'm just a little bit worried about these engagements. I'm worried about the Panzer 39s. I never thought that Panzer 39s would be causing me issues, but hey, here we are. Shchedrin is going to get hit by a replacement 88 in this position. This is actually a really smart position from Allot. I don't think about this position enough on this map. Able to put a unit there that just really was annoying to deal with, and with his artillery killing my IG-33, I don't really have any cover against that, and now his MG-42 here that didn't die the whole time is going to be continuing to harass my infantry and dealing lots of damage, pinning them down, making them ineffective. Not great. Anyway, the Gleits now going to be engaging the KM Pioneer, and the Besatzung going to be a tough nut to crack at distance. Like, they're going to be in a really, really good position here. I was thinking, you know, one way I can kill the MG-42 is with the Nebelwerfer. Or not, because every single rocket missed. Bear in mind that the Nebelwerfer 150 doesn't have a very big dispersion. So a little unlucky there that I didn't kill the MG-42. Usually at least one rocket will go where you want it to go. Shchedrin are again getting absolutely beat. They should be continuing to fall back. Shchedrin 3 meanwhile is going to be coming through to engage the Panzer 39. So in this situation, having like a Panzerschreck would be the best way to avoid the Panzer 39s, but I really didn't anticipate the Panzer 39s being useful on this map because it's generally a ranged map, and the Panzer 39s would get picked off at a distance by AT guns, or in this case Stugs. So Panzerfausts or Panzerschrecks weren't really something that I had in position ready to go. I was really focusing on just trying to use superior infantry to get good trades and then take back the ground that I'd lost. We can push it back to a 1311. 1311, 1410 doesn't make a huge difference because it's just the same tick regardless. You're still losing the same amount of tickets. But yeah, I can't push into the Besatzung while they're there because they're going to be causing problems. That 47, these things, these are the bane of 1v1. I think not just for me, but for everyone. They are such a good unit because they're small, they aim fast and fire fast, and so they pick off like transports and side shot stuff all the time. In this case, what I'm going to do is so that the 47mm can't like directly engage my IG, I'm fire positioning just to the left of it so that I can kill it out of line of sight. Here, my Nashorn's going to take an engagement with a Shchedrin. I do manage to get a penetrating shot, which was pretty lucky on my part because he's got 2 vet on his and I didn't have any veterancy on mine. 45% accuracy. Oh, there's a Marder, sorry. But yeah, getting the shot in there is good. He's going to try and overcommit to kill it. I managed to pick it off with a Shchedrin that was hiding in the light cover. Not too bad. My Nebelwerfer now going to be having a go at the 88. I figured that I might just leave it aiming at the wrong place because whilst the rockets do actually hit right in the middle this time around, at least some rockets go off to the left side and hit as well. So that was okay. I was more happy with that one than I was with the MG42 strike. That's for sure. If I can take out that 88, that's 2 88s killed. That's quite actually a large investment in points. But I have also been bleeding a few units so far. We're going to be seeing some units come up on the left side. I was a little bit worried about a push across the open, but I do have my IGs in position here. The Nashorn's kind of covering this road to the right side. Going to be killing off the MG42 finally there as well, which was nice. I've got a new IG here. I've got the Shchedrin covering this ground, and yeah, not too bad. This infantry gun he brings in gets killed off nice and quickly, so things are going okay. We're in phase B. We got 5 minutes remaining. Now the danger point is around the 20 to 25 minute mark when the Maverick player has the largest advantage over the balanced player. So I've still got that to come, but I'm happy that I've kind of dealt with the position on the right for now. You know, his initial little bit of units that was coming in there, they're gone. He is going to be starting to smoke this though, which makes me anticipate a little bit of a push here. But I can also, you know, see his movements on this side, and I am going to be continuing to try and push him out of this side. But here comes a bomber, and that was going to go for my IG-18, but gets hit by an artillery strike directly. Oh no, it was the IG-33. Sorry, manages to get the shot in there. Now the bomber's coming in. So all my AA is invested on the right. And the BF-109 coming in with the bombing strike there. I was hoping that I could shoot that down. I should have been able to shoot that down, but the SDK-ZF-1 I think lost line of sight at the last moment, so it couldn't keep firing. Ju-88 also taking an absolute ton of damage, hoping to shoot that down. I do also have an 88 here that's kind of covering this position. But alas, no kill. No kill. I've got an MG42 that's going to be able to cover the open against the Ostlegionnaire, but he's now got the double tick, and that's bad news. So I'm bringing up some more units that can help support a push back into this town. The Nashorn I'm hoping can force back the Ostlegionnaire. He is bringing in 340 mil off map on this left side. I'm going to be buying a fighter because AA wouldn't get in position in time, and I'm going to come and try and shoot this down. And to kill it, which is good. I'm happy that that's only going to get one strike. He got a little bit overzealous with that, trying to use it as recon, basically, at the same time as bringing in the off-map. And with that done, BF-109 able to come in with the strafing run onto the MG42. And there's no AA on this left side for him either, so I'm a BF-109. Going to be okay to just continue to strafe. The 88 is going to struggle to hit. But in Phase B, there is Maro that I've got to deal with, but with the double Schützengrens and a friendly fire incident from his artillery, helps me pin down all of those and surrender them. Off map now coming in on towards the Nashorn is going to kill the Nashorn, which was unfortunate because I didn't really have anything there to replace it. And now another Ju-88 going to be coming in. So this is why I had invested quite a lot of AA into this right hand side, because like the Ju-88 late game for Toulon is pretty strong. You see he purposefully goes to the right in order to avoid flying over my AA, so that was well played by him. 2-star Stug versus the Stug 3G without veterancy. I lose, of course. Stug 3G here, just trying to back off from, I think that was maybe like an enemy AT gun or something that was trying to shoot at it. There's also the Marder in here that I've got to be careful of. But I have managed to clean out the Besatzung, managed to take back this flag, and we are kind of getting into a position now where I can take back this position. I've just got to kind of cover off the open, and then I'll be okay. So the longer this game goes, the better it is for me. Although we're still in Phase B, so we still haven't reached danger point just yet. Stug 3 now coming in to replace the one that I lost, so that we can kill off his Stug. I know that if I just bring in another Stug there, I can kill his Stug, because I've already damaged his Stug, so I'll at least be able to trade. Loads of infantry guns starting to show up on the horizon though, with 3 veterancy. There's this one, and there's 2 over here. These infantry guns are, I think, kind of bad compared to like IGs. Because IGs get 12 round per minute rate of fire, and these ones only get 8. But when they have 3 veterancy, they're not too bad. Anyway, BF-109 is going to be coming in with the strafing runs to try and kill these off. The air tab in 78 Sturm is pretty trash. So I'm relying basically on the BF-109 G6 R6s with 20mm gun pods, because they are pretty good at strafing and pretty good at taking out things like infantry guns or AT guns. MG42s are going to be able to deal with the infantry in the open, which is good. I did have the phase A card of IGs, but yeah, this IG unfortunately not in the right position. If it was more to the left right now, it would be able to shoot at the Siedlungs, it'd be able to like help clean out like the MG42, all this kind of stuff. This IG not attack moving to the left was a huge mistake from me, because it was the perfect unit for this situation. It just wasn't useful because it's in the wrong place. Stug 3G actually dies to the heat round of the 75mm before my Stug can pin it down, even though this was stressed. Actually, it might have been the Pack 40, I guess, that killed it. Yeah, that's probably more likely, actually. So, no reason to be mad there. But, yeah, BF-109 trying its best to keep the strafes going until it gets one shot by an 88. I mean, it had already been fired at a couple times, but that was a direct hit. It was a direct hit. Okay, anyway. Pack 40, going to be trying to engage the Stug 3 here. Had it in a nice spot. I've got this Stug here as well, so I'm able to peek the corner and just engage his Stug. I should be fine, as I mentioned before. IG's now moved to the left, so the Siedlungs have been beaten, which is good. And we're back to 13-11, so not too bad. And if I can get rid of the rest of the units in this tree line, then I should be fine, as long as I manage to get units into this tree line so that I can cover the open. And my MG42 is going to be able to kill off these units here, so that's okay. I've got my own artillery on the field. You can see I've got the SFH 18s coming in. In this case, I brought in the SFH 150s because I wanted to have something that could dislodge his close range infantry, particularly like the Maro that he's going to have quite a lot of in phase B. And that's probably the only weakness that we really have, is like specialized close range infantry. Like I can use pioneers or whatever, but I want to rely more on like Shchedrin and Begleits. Like Sturm Pios we have, that kind of thing. But Maro, basically anything that I have in this division is going to get beaten by Maro at close range. So yeah, that's why I'm bringing in the 150s, so that they can kind of act as a way in for my infantry. Anyway, Stug managed to kill the Marder. AT gun going to be hitting the Stug. Does damage it quite a lot, leaves it with transmission damage. A bit annoying, but IG here still putting in work. Nebelwerfer finally going to kill off the second 88, which is good. This MG42 still very much alive for the entire game. Sturm Schützen actually in a pretty good position here. Now this was one thing that was a big mistake on my part. You'll start to see it as we continue. But basically, what happens is I keep clicking on the wrong unit of infantry and bringing in Sturm Schützen instead of Schützen. Like in this case, all I want is Schützen, right? And you'll see me bringing a lot of Schützen, but sometimes I accidentally click Sturm Schützen because I'm like doing things too quickly. And I noticed this when I was just watching it back briefly before. Sturm Schützen there getting bombed out are going to take quite a lot of hits from the AA. BF-109 is going to be able to kill it off, so good combination there. And now the BF-109 is going to be continuing to strafe. So Stug 3 in position, 88 in position. 88s can outrange things like the Pack 40 and the 75mm infantry gun. So I was hoping that I could keep it here and just kind of attack, move it to the right and not have to worry too much. But they've already got closer and he's constantly bringing in more infantry that's just going to sit on these flags. And whilst I have managed to recover my town and this right side somewhat, the issue now is that I don't have enough tickets left. Like, we're getting through the danger point now, almost to the 25-minute mark. If I can kill off the rest of the stuff in the open, then I win the game. But that's the trouble. I'm on a time limit. I basically got the equivalent of, 4 minutes or 8 minutes to kill all of the units that he places on top of these flags. And when it's a bunch of units that have like 12 health and 10 health and so on, all he's got to do is just keep piling infantry onto the flags, and it basically just forces me to find ways to kill them as quickly as possible. In this case, my BF-109 is trying its hardest to try and strafe the Pack 40 and the 75. He's bringing in BF-109 to try and bomb my Schützen. The 88 doesn't stop it in time, but the BF-109 swiftly finishes it off, so that's okay. But yeah, we're now 16-8. Schützen coming in. Got Sturmschützen coming in. Again, these were supposed to be Schützen, not Sturmschützen, because I wanted to put them on the edge of this tree line. BF-109's coming over for a strafe onto the Marder 1s. The 20 mils can kill the Marder 1s, but even if I don't kill it with the BF-109s, the Stug should be able to kill it itself. Managed to get this Schützen across and take back this flag, but yeah, the shift over to the left-hand side, super smart from Allot. My Stug here missing the first shot but getting the second, thankfully, and I'm finally able to sit here and shoot the MG42, so I'm going to be able to kill that off. But artillery now coming in for the 88, which is not ideal, and he supported his push here with a Stug. I'm just hoping to try and kill off the 75 mils so that my Schützen are able to engage their infantry, because his infantry is just straight up worse than mine. But again, it comes down to time limit. I've got a Ju-188 in so that I can use the BF-109s to more efficiently strafe all of the infantry guns, so that my Schützen can continue to win engagements. So getting on top of this flag with infantry, the Sturmschützen, you can see we're following the Schützen, and we're supposed to be Schützen themselves, but alas. I think maybe what happened in this case was I maybe ran out of a card of Schützen or something, and then accidentally was clicking the second card of Schützen, or which was Sturmschützen, in order to bring in more. I don't know. Anyway, Sturmschützen going to get killed off by Marder very, very fast. This one gets onto the flag and unloads, but can't really sit there for long. And the Marine Infantry actually going to run them down. I bring in my own Ju-188 to kill off the IG-33. A little bit of an overinvestment really for me, because it's 1,000 kilogram bombs, and generally you want to use it on like a unit of infantry or a bunch of infantry that is more concentrated. But yeah, as you can see, there's only 1 minute 50 left on the clock. With the double tick, he's managed to get Brandenburg in here and kill off my Sturm Pioneer. I do still have Sturm Pioneer on the town, so that's alright, but this Schützen's now surrounded, so they're not going to be contributing to the front line whatsoever. This Nashorn trying to kill the Pak 40 at range. My Schützen now coming in. And I'm just trying to get on top of these flags to stop the double tick. Simple as that. If I can stop the double tick, it might give me just enough time to sort this out, but as you can see, there are tons of units that I've got to get through. On the left side, I never unloaded my Flammenwerfers, so I was going to try a cheeky play up there, but he had covered that off with a little bit of infantry. You can see my Schützen are going to win all of these engagements. They're just too late. Too late. And Stug does kill a Marder. I'm just going to be trying to YOLO towards one of these flags. See if we can hold out. Meanwhile, my Nebelwerfer is firing away again. So I did have the 150s back here. One was like trying to counter battery the whole game against his artillery pieces, and I had the other one kind of there for infantry support. But yeah, maybe I feel like maybe what I should have done with this deck, I was thinking about it afterwards. I was like, why didn't I just have like more Nebelwerfers, like more Nebelwerfer 150s with these Mortiers? I think that just would have been a better shout. It probably would have allowed me to kill the 88s much more faster, kill like the MG42 more reliably, than relying on these big heavy guns that cost more. But MG42 is now coming in to try and kill infantry across the open again, but yeah, too late. Game over. GG to Allot. Played that really, really well. 28 minutes, 50 seconds, 2,610 kills to 2,185 losses. So at the end I was quite positive, but he just sacrificed his units to win the game, which is what you need to do at that point. Yeah. The trades early on, not ideal. My IG-33 not killing his IG-33 or doing as much damage as his IG-33. He got pretty lucky with those shots. The IG-33 on the right not killing the 88 was kind of frustrating as well. My MG with veterancy losing to his MG without veterancy, that was silly. There was a lot of cases where that happened in this game actually. But as I mentioned before, I think committing to engagements that you're already losing in a mirror match is bad, and that is something that I got taught in this game, for sure. There were cases where, like, there was a decent chance to win this game. I think there really was. Like, the off map came in, killed the Nashorn. I think I panicked a bit too much, and I could have just brought in like 2 88s on the left. Not only would have it helped me cover the open, but it also would have stopped those bombers in their tracks. I think the investment in the BF-109s was fine, because he invested so much into air. Having the BF-109s to shoot down those bombers is important, making sure they die to the AA rather than just relying on the AA itself. That was okay. But it was just the selection of units on the left was kind of panic mode for me, because I really kind of wanted to win a game. I did want to win a game in this league, you know, in Division 2, Season 10. But alas, it was not meant to be. It was not meant to be. I think I'm just outclassed in this division. These guys play 100 times more than I do, in a sense that I play no 1v1 in my own time. I only play 1v1 during the league, and that's my bad. You know, that's my bad. I filled in for Homer in Division 2 this season. I didn't expect to be in Season 2 this season, but that was the space that was available for me because I forgot to sign up, and yeah, it just didn't work out. Like my plan coming into this season was try and take one game, try and take 2 games. That was what I wanted, and it's a shame that I didn't manage to take one. I think there were a few games this season where I was like really close to actually taking a game off some of these really good players. But yeah, Mr. Allot showing his class in this one. Unfortunately, won't move through to the playoffs like me, but at least takes a win on his part. So yeah, GG to Allot. These games were a lot of fun, get the heart racing, but maybe next season go back to Division 3. stay in my lane and just chill out a bit. Alright, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the games anyway. Like, I think it was really fun to play against all of these players, and I do really enjoy it. It can get a bit frustrating at times when RNG is not in my favor or something like that, but it's just part of the game. It's part of the game. At the end of the day, like, your strategy and your tactics are more important than luck. Luck can be a bitch, but I think Allot just outplays me here, right? He outplays me in the previous game as well. So what else can I say? That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.